Tired of the same old, same old? Then check out Talk with Teddy. Each week there are new guests and new topics. Talk with Teddy, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Are monogamous relationships a thing of the past? In the gay community, others are being shamed for wanting a monogamous relationship. What's your opinion? Tonight on Talk with Teddy.
Let me get the mics unmuted and then we can start chatting. I'm just like, oh, here I am, but couldn't hear myself or anybody else. Typical. Okay, so we have some more guests, hopefully still arriving. We're talking about kind of a serious issue for some of us. It's one of those, topics that in the gay community, I mean, normal community, we don't ever hear about it or talk about it, but in the gay community, it's one of those things that if you're gay and you want to be with one person and one person only, you're kind of being shamed for it. And a lot of these other people believe, it's stupid. You shouldn't be with one person, and blah blah blah. But let me tell you, I know for myself, I've always wanted just one person. I didn't want to share. I guess is the best way to put it. But there are a large population of men in the gay community that they just don't want to be with one person. So I have more guests arriving, but who I have right now with me is I have T-Roy and Kevin, who's at the top of the screen, on my screen anyways. And they have been together 14 years. I made a goof and said 9 years, but they've been together 14 years, which is a pretty damn long time, especially in the gay community. And then below them and below me, I have Aaron here with me, and Aaron is like me, gay man that wants a monogamous relationship, but we have a hard time finding one. Now I'm in New York and he's in Mexico, and I'm hoping that these other gentlemen will show up hopefully soon enough. So I figured it's kind of weird, but I was doing a little bit of research, and I think it's you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that's out there about monogamous relationships, especially the gay community. There's a lot. But one of the first things I wanted to go over, Gano, that's a Gano word from, remember Gary Gnu's? Gano. Anyways, monogamy, the practice or state of being married to one person at one time. Judaism has journeyed from polygamy to straight monogamy, the practice or state of having a sexual relationship with only one partner. Younger men were more likely to stray from that, saying that monogamy is outdated. What's really kind of like a kick in the rubber parts is that zoology, the habit of having one mate at a time, is rare in the animal community or in the wildlife. It's usually more common with just birds. Birds are ones that really are monogamous, where a lot of your animals aren't. So I think that's kind of strange, don't you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is kind of strange.
Well, what makes us believe, because we're mammals, we are animals ourselves, why do we, of all people, want to be monogamous? Anybody want to throw in there?
Me personally, I've always wanted to just have one man, because how do you know that if there's other people in it, how do you know if they really truly love you? And with my husband and my experience with him is, I know that he wants me, and I just feel it feels great to know that there is a man that wants to give his life for me if it came down to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't like anybody else, basically. I think it would be kind of hard. And
right.
I was born and raised that other monogamous, it's out there, but even whenever
Right.
I was being raised up, there was very little.
Right. Right. Well, we now have Gary or Greg join us as well. Hello, Greg. Welcome
Hi.
to the show.
Hey, guys.
So we were talking about the beginning. I don't know if you saw it, Greg, but it's kind of weird that in the animal kingdom, it's only 9 animals or 9 creatures in the wild actually have monogamous partners, and most of them are birds. And I found it weird that we're animals as well, and you know we want monogamy just as well. And I was trying to figure out, why would we want monogamy if the majority of the animal kingdom isn't looking for that? And I was going to Aaron next. If you had anything to say, Aaron.
Well, for me, it's more about building a project with another person. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easier to be able to build this kind of life project with someone when it's
Right.
like just two people. Um, as for the animal kingdom, I believe they don't have monogamy because they are trying to, persevere their
Procreate.
species, so they have to
Right.
reproduce themselves with as many other mates as they have. But us as humans, I don't think we're trying to. Especially me, I'm not really a. I don't want to have any babies or anything. I just want to have like a family
Right.
within another man. So I think
Right.
that's what I think we're different from animals.
Right. How about you, Greg?
I think it gives us the difference between animals and humans is our ability to accessorize. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, sorry, I
Yay!
can't. It's late here in St. Louis, and I'm an old man. Um, I think I think a lot of this is about um, our our willingness to
Oh,
communicate um, with another human. We can think. I think in many we can compare ourselves to animals as much as we want. The bottom line is, do they feel with their heart like we do?
Right.
And I think monogamy to me is when when we are cheated on, we feel like we have failed ourselves, or that person doesn't love us anymore.
mm.
Uh, so I think our animal instincts is as men, especially gay men, is to have sex and multiply, have sex with as many people as we can. And unlike the animals, I don't think that they really have this feel about them. This what they have in their heart is different than what they have in their groins.
Well, the biggest things about us, first off, we're human, and human sets us from the animal kingdom because of our brain, because we're thinking creatures. We actually are able, socialize, communicate verbally. There's just so many things that are so different from us than animals. So for the animal kingdom to procreate and just, like a lion, a male lion will, you know, screw as many lionesses as he wants, and that's because it's his pride, and he's able to do that. But he's looking to procreate,
Yeah.
wherein, which is kind of a heterosexual thing, not a homosexual thing.
Right. It makes you wonder if that is that an instinct. Is to multiply and carry their breed on.
Right, right.
If that's the case, some of us are guilty of trying to carry our breed on.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Kevin, were you going to say something?
In the animal kingdom, there are few animals that have sex just for pleasure, like humans do. Dolphins and primates being, a couple of
Right.
them. And they still are not monogamous. So,
Right.
besides the procreation, they like to go like we do. So, I mean, they're the closest in thinking, so like dolphins can carry on conversations through their voice chatters and whatnot. And they all know how intelligent they can be with helping pushing them.
Right.
And
So.
primates are cousins, and so everyone's just being
Right. And I mean, that's here's the thing: animals do it to procreate; they don't do it for pleasure. Where humans do. I mean, we're naturally curious about so many different things, but when it comes to pleasure, we want it, and that's it, and so on and so forth. But what I don't get in this whole thing is, I mean, heterosexuals have been having this monogamous relationship for forever, and I know that with us, with gay men, there are a big handful of us that still want that, but to the new generation, it's fupa. It's like something that it doesn't, it shouldn't exist anymore. It's like, who wants to do that? And they all want to go out and screw the next rabbit hole. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's just I find it confusing. I mean, but I think when they get older, I think they may settle. Like, I'm 53 years old, and I know this time in my life, I want one man to settle down with for the rest of my life, because I might only have 20, 30 years left, and I want to devote what I have in my heart to one person.
Now, Teddy, I heard you were very young at heart, so I find that hard to believe. You only got 20 years. I have you by 4 years, and
Right.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think when we approach, and I was going to comment on that, I think as we approach our 60s, we see life a little differently than we did
Well, yeah, but
when we were in 20s. We wanted to sample it, and times are a little different now. When we were in our 20s, it was not okay to be gay. We didn't have the
That's true.
to get married, and
right.
it was a different world.
Yeah.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Go ahead, Aaron.
No, but probably because I'm from a very culturally Mexico is still very behind on when it comes to gay people and being gay. I was closeted until like probably 3 years ago, and what I think is that because we have a different way to live our life. I mean, we have to pretend we're not gay most of the time, and we don't really have a real relationship until we're like 25 or so. We want to eat the world, so basically we just want to, as you say, have sex and then look for the next good thing that's coming.
Mhm.
But because I was raised in like a traditional family, I guess, and my parents were very welcoming once they understood that I was not going to change. I'm still looking for that. I mean, I'm 25. I'm pretty horny all the time, but I still want. Yeah, that sounds healthy. But I still want to be horny for just one person, if that makes sense.
Right, right. Yeah, I think and it's weird because it's a fact, because of all the research that I've been doing on this topic for the past couple of days. I've ran across a lot of statistics and a lot of polls where they have interviewed like colleges of gay men, with all these college students that were gay, and what they thought of monogamy, and for the majority of them, they're like, "Oh, no, no, no way! I wanna dip my rod as many places as I can." And I don't know if it's because of that. Let's what do they sow your royal, you know what I mean? Yeah, your oats and stuff like that. I mean, is that what it is? Who knows? But as time goes on, I mean, I'm pretty sure that with Greg and myself, because I'm just saying because of our ages, that for us, yes, growing up to where it was hard for us to come right out and say, hey, this is who we are, and to have a relationship. A lot of that was hidden behind closed doors. I mean, it was stuff that we still had to worry about getting beat up. We still had to worry about being ridiculed and everything else. But this, believe it or not, and I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but this younger generation has got it made, because if it wasn't for the older generation laying a paved road for them, they wouldn't have what they have right now.
No, and I think we should be aware of that because nowadays, especially my generation, we take it so easy to discriminate towards other gay people, especially like very feminine guys,
Yeah.
and we're not understanding that it was those feminine guys that, thanks to their courage of being outside there and being like,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't mind people ridiculing them in public. It's
Yeah.
that we can say, "Oh, I like masculine guys in gay apps." I mean, it was them that fight for us, and
Right.
today we're like, "Oh, so you're very feminine. I don't like you." I mean, I think that's
Yeah. So
just
that's
stupid. But
so.
Yeah, here in America, the drag queens at Stonewall are the ones who started paving the way. They got tired of it, so they fought back.
So T-Roy, you're not young, but you're young. I'll give you that. But how was it for you? Now you
21
live.
years young.
There you go. But you live out in what state now?
Branson, Missouri.
Missouri. So you live out in the country. You live way out where there are hillbillies. There are people that still believe that gay people should be thrown on their own planet and blown up.
No matter where I've been, there's always been that, but I've always found another side too, where like Biggin, my friend,
yeah.
he's a straight up hillbilly. He loves me to death, and I love him to death. He's like my best friend in the world, and he's totally straight. His wife's here, and it's like there's good people, but there's also bad. There's never good without the bad, and there's never bad without the good.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm from like a population of at one time 500,
Right.
and it's a very small town and a very lot of backwoods people that didn't like the fact that I like to wear makeup and I like to be who I am, and I'm not afraid to show who I am to anyone.
Right.
I've earned that in my life, I think.
Well, it's got to be like it to me. It's like a miracle that you found somebody in such a remote area to be in love with and be in a relationship with for 14 years. That's like
It's
amazing. Because like Greg and Aaron and myself, we're sitting here going, "What the f? Where's our husbands? Where's our husbands? Damn it! Mail order."
Funny thing, we're
give
from the
up.
cities. I think that has to be.
Don't give up on it. It's there. Some of us overlook for it. So slow down, take a little bit of more time in yourself,
Right.
and let him come to you.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for anything.
I wasn't either. Totally.
But
Right.
the day I met him, I didn't even know his name. He was just a customer. I told my aunt. I told her to come buy me some beer because I can't buy beer anymore. I was like, come buy me some beer. And she came buy me some beer. And I was like, I just met the man I'm going to marry. I don't even know his name. She's like, oh, whatever. I was like, no, really? So
I'll tell you what. Something else, Teddy, that I think is very interesting is at 57 for the last probably since I've been 55, and I'm starting to get a little gray here. Tell everybody it's really not mine. I just put it in there to have that sexy look, but it is mine.
It's damn to be that sexy, isn't it?
Right? Yeah.
It's hard.
It's interesting because it puts me in some place that I never thought I would be, and that was in a position that 20 to 30-year-olds are attracted to me because, and I'm not blowing my own horn. Please don't think that. If you could see me, I've got man boobs bigger than well, anyway.
But some of us like that.
See,
I need a bro or a bra.
Well,
I think it's something that since I turned 55, all of these kids have been coming up to me, calling me daddy, and wanting to, approach me into a relationship. And I'm not seeking somebody that is really young, although if I fell in love, I fell in love.
Right.
I would be more, Teddy, somebody, your age. What'd you say you were? 39, 40?
Yeah. 39.
So we can die together.
Checks in the mail, Greg.
Push me in a wheelchair when we get older. But I think everything is, is kind of unbalanced right now inside of our community. I think it's very interesting how there's recently there's I guess as little as the last 3 or 4 years, I've become aware of what a pansexual was.
Right.
We all knew
Yeah.
what bisexual and all the LGBTQ. Now we're getting other people who identify differently, and it's encouraging to the gay community because
Absolutely.
guess what? There are more of us.
Yes.
There are more of us that have been holding back what is inside of them.
Here's the bad thing about that, though. It is confusing as all hell because there are times where it's like you talk to I'm still trying to catch up with the what is it the millenniums, the millennials, the the Z. What,
I don't even
you know,
know.
I don't even. Whatever. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just like, I'm a simple 53-year-old man that just is looking for love, looking for one person. I don't care how old he is, as long as he's into me, I'm happy. That's what I want. You know?
Because as a person that's young-ish, I guess younger than most of you, my my ex-boyfriend was older than some of you. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. We moved together to Puerto Vallarta. Probably some of you people have heard of that gay destiny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like older guys because they're more focused into like having a real relationship, a monogamous one. Well, sadly, he was the one that left me for the party lifestyle after he found out that people, younger people were into him, and there were like thousands of young Mexican guys looking for this. He was American. Well, he still is, I guess. Going after him. So he's like, "Hey, you know what? This has been great, but I think I'm ready for something else." So not all young people, it's like ready for party, or not all of us have daddy issues.
Right. I mean,
Some of us are
we
really
shouldn't.
looking for that connection, and as you say,
Right. So maybe we shouldn't put all the younger generation into that, and especially because Greg was even saying that at his age at 55, he was getting hit on, at younger generation. So.
But I agree, we suck. That's why I don't like people my age, because we really suck.
This
is a rated R show. I'm so glad. This is a rated R show.
Aaron, I hear what you're saying, and I can respect that. I have come across a couple guys that were, 25, 24, and my friends who are, 55, 57, like I am. They're like, what could you possibly have in common with that person? And I keep asking them, why do we have to be the same age to have stuff in common?
Yeah.
But also that challenge. I mean, to get to impress someone like me, it's really easy. I mean, not someone like me, but young people, we get impressed really easily. But to impress someone older, that's a real challenge. I think we younger people should be proud that we are smart enough to keep up with someone as smart as and experienced as some of you guys. So for me, it's like a symbiotic relationship where I might be offering you youth, but you're offering me like money and sex. But for some of us, it's really that intellectual sharing with a person that has been in this world 30 years more than you.
Right. I mean, I have met some younger gay men that are like, they're really into older men, and they really just want to feel loved, be loved, and they want somebody that has the experience so that they don't have to look for somebody else. They want somebody to teach them the ropes and how to have a real relationship and be in a real relationship. But it's far and few in between, to be honest with you. I mean, right now in the gay community, and it's a big issue in certain places, anybody that wants a monogamous relationship is really being shamed. We're really getting a lot of shit behind the door, thrown at us, and it shouldn't happen that way. Now, I was looking at some of the statistics and some of the things I found online, and these, it was asked, is like, okay, so having a monogamous relationship, what does that offer? what does a monogamous relationship really offer? Well, what it offers is this. It's you know this is coming from. Let me see where I think I wrote down where it's coming from. This is coming from the psychology and me online, and what they're saying is that sex can improve with time. Monogamy isn't just about marrying off before anything starts to sag. Age can also mean that you get to know your body better. You become more comfortable in your own skin. You leave youthful insecurities behind, and your partner learns your body so well they could navigate you blindfolded. Given enough time, you and your partner can discover untold routes to your happy place. Why would you want to keep starting from scratch and having to break out the instruction manual all over again? And that's a good point when it comes to sex in a monogamous relationship.
That is very true. I mean, it's been 14 years, and I know what positions can last for a while, and I know what positions can go quicker.
Oh, T-Roy, you getting red.
Give me a hot over there.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Now, here's number 2 for this and why monogamy is a good thing. It says cuddling comes naturally. There's no awkward pre-sleep shuffle as you try to find the best spooning position that will be comfortable all night. After years together, your bodies just naturally fall into place around each other. Now, here's something that I will tell you is that over the years, I've had 4 like real relationships where I was with somebody for a long, like one was 10 years, one was 4 years, no, 2 or 4 years. So, okay, yeah, it is. But anyways, what I found is like in the beginning, you try to find a way to sleep, but eventually it's kind of like your heartbeats sync up and then you can sleep. And it's like if you truly want to be with that person, your bodies start to, react to each other, and then sleep naturally comes the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it does.
So that's
so natural. Like we don't feel in any way except I feel that we are living the life that we are supposed to live on this earth together. And I don't have any worries. I've never worried about anything like cheating or running off, taking off, nothing like that.
That smile on his face. He's smiling. He is smiling.
It's a lot of fun.
That's because you're getting some.
And
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's work, because you don't know how the other person's going to
No, you're right. It is work, and
It's good work.
Yes.
yeah, it is, and it's but it's very rewarding at the end.
Yes, absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
can see the 2 of you are very happy, and I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I
something
brought them to
Teddy
the
and I
show.
and Aaron want,
Right. And that's why I brought them to the show, was so that we were supposed to have a couple other people with us. And I thought if I brought them on as well as like my co-host, because I've known, T-Roy for a while now, I figured, it would be good to have a married couple tell us what they have gone through and how long they've lasted and how they've dealt with certain things. But I want to go back to this real quick.
What we're doing wrong.
Yeah, what we're doing wrong. Well, maybe I can help with that by the end of this research here. So anyways, number 3 on why monogamy is good, it says peace of mind about STDs. Assuming both of you are true to your vows of sex fidelity, then you don't have to worry about contracting any other disease, especially sexually transmitted infections, because you're a couple. You've been together for a while. You're going to be there. You can trust that somebody, isn't bringing you something. And if you've been that way since the beginning and he's not cheating or you're not cheating, then you don't have to worry about it. So monogamy is a good thing.
It is. It's a great thing.
I'm going to move on to number 4. Interrupt me if you need to, because so we can stop and talk about whatever these. So number 4, freedom from relentless beauty rituals. Oh, this is all T-Roy. We're not saying that. Sorry, T-Roy. We're not saying that once you make.
You let yourself go, and yeah,
What?
it's so exhausting.
We're not saying that once you make a sexual commitment to someone for the long haul, all thoughts of personal hygiene and grooming should go out the window. In fact, the longer you've been married or with someone, the nicer it is to regular gussing yourself up. However, the ridiculous beautiful standards of people, especially women, are expected to live up to these days are automatically lowered when you spend day after day after day with one person. So meaning, for me, it's like you roll over, you're going to see the way I wake up with my hair all messed. Well, whatever hair I've got left, and you're going to deal with that. I don't know, me grabbing the wedgie out of my boxers or whatever. I mean, and me getting up in the morning with bad breath. Well, don't breathe on me or don't smell my breath in the morning until I brush. So
Or do some people are into that? I'm just saying.
No,
That's
Don't be
true.
judging others.
You're a mess, Aaron. I like that.
Aaron's is his own little world right now. So, but we're good.
Well, I'm just trying to be inclusive.
I get it. I think it's awesome that I think it's awesome that you're bringing up these facts. That's
Yes,
a good thing.
absolutely.
It's a good thing. Some of them like to sleep in your armpit. It's like, oh, I'm glad.
I mean, not
Whatever floats
me,
your
but
boat,
I'm just saying there might be people.
All right. All right. Number 5 is open relationships are for an elite few. It's the rare, highly evolved person missing the jealousy gene who can successfully navigate the complicated waters of relationship with an open door policy. We're not saying it can't or shouldn't be done. We're just saying that most of us are mere mortal and one who thrives on the simple security of a bond with another person. That's pretty self-explanatory, but it's true though.
It is.
I mean, I don't want a partner that's going to say to me, "Hey, honey, we need to bring in another person," or "Hey, I'm going out with my blah blah blah, and we may just be." When I come back wiping off my lips, sorry, you do that, and I have a jealous bone, and I'm one of these people where it's like, you know what? Nope, done.
Yeah,
It's
I
done.
wouldn't either. No, not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, when I'm with somebody, I want to know that I'm with them, and I want them to know that I'm with them, and that means they're the most important person in my life, and I'm going to be there for whatever reason. And even if I don't want sex, and you're horny and you want sex, all right, it's one of those.
Spoken like
Wow.
a bottom, Teddy. I like that.
And we wonder why we're
Roll
single.
over and do your thing.
You have to understand.
Better Homes and Gardens, so please finish.
There you go.
It's like,
Are you
yeah,
done
it's a
yet?
flashlight at $20. Like,
Are you done
no
yet?
way.
Oh, you're in. I didn't.
It all comes
That's another one.
Well, it's just I was being funny because that's who I am. I'm a funny guy.
Right.
But
You are a
true.
funny guy.
But when it comes down to true relationships, you shush, boo. Anyways, it's just I know, I know what I want, and I'm hoping that my partner wants the same thing.
Which is a
And
Teddy,
I
where are you broadcasting from?
I'm actually broadcasting from south of. I'm in the Finger Lakes region of New York.
No.
I'm in New York.
Okay. I'll go along with that.
Nowhere near the city.
Right.
No, I'm out in the country. I got more cows than people.
out.
Seriously.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mommy's a cow.
So you're a farm boy, kind of.
Oh yeah, I'm a country boy through and
Well,
through.
listen, Aaron and I are looking for relationships. We're going to come out and meet you. Because then there's that other thing called the triad. I have hard enough time with one. I can't imagine two. And I'm counting myself as the one, so that would be 3. But yeah,
I guess I never got the memo, but I'm not. Like, sure.
That was a good comeback, Aaron. That was a good comeback. Yes,
I
yes.
hate to leave you, but I have to. I've got a very early day tomorrow. I certainly have enjoyed this, and
Good.
Yeah.
Eddie, I hope you will ask me to come back again.
Yeah, definitely. When you
And
can stay longer.
yeah, I really wish I could. I unfortunately need to get some shut eye. As you can see, I'm not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I would
know.
flash everybody, but you guys have probably already had your supper. I wouldn't want it to come back up. But
Well, well,
I wish you guys good luck on your relationship and continued
Thank
success.
you.
Aaron, I'll see you at Teddy's next weekend.
I'm on my way.
Can I
Hope
video
to see you
it?
guys. Hope to see you soon. And Teddy, thank you again for having me. And I
you're
would
welcome,
love to
Greg.
come back anytime you ask.
All right.
Good luck
Thanks,
on your
Greg.
life, Greg.
Take care, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, he was a funny guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting married in June, I guess. So
Who
I,
is?
I am apparently.
You are? To who?
To Greg
Yeah.
or you, whoever is available at this point. I mean, like,
Well, it just so happens I'm available, but, you know.
ouch! Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Thank you,
just
but
kidding.
no, thank you.
You know what's funny, T-Roy, is Aaron and I actually talked over, was it Messenger, wasn't it? We talked over Messenger a couple times.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was Messenger.
Yeah.
He was obviously flirting with me, and I say no, thank you. I don't want to clean your house. We, no, he didn't say that. He didn't say
Wow. He didn't want to clean my house, huh?
that. Well, that's what we Mexicans do, apparently.
You done choked him up there, Aaron.
Yeah, not in my life. No. Most of the Mexicans I know up here, they work and they work hard. I mean, I was a country boy and I worked on farms, and most of my friends were Mexican because we all worked out in the fields together. Nobody was above anybody else. I mean, I was fortunate to live in a community where everybody was treated equal, unless you were gay. Your color didn't matter, but if you were gay, it mattered. But you know, it was different.
Yeah, well, I was raised. I wasn't born in Mexico, just by the way. I was born in Colombia. But when I moved here, it was funny for me because in Mexico, I have never seen so much racism towards their own kind, I guess. Because the more
Really?
Mexican you look, the more like displayed you because you have dark skin and all that. So for me, it was funny that you look Mexican. You can't be from other country. And I'm like, I don't see why you say that as an insult, but I'm okay looking Mexican. I mean, I'm from Latin America. We kind of look the same. So it's funny here where I'm now, where I was raised. It's like it's probably like the Alabama of Mexico. People are very, religious focused, and being gay, it's just not okay here. So my first, sort of boyfriend, because we really were not together that long, he was married to a woman with kids, and I noticed that's like a usual thing here. So one day he was like, "Oh, I have something to say. I have kids, and they're your age." And I'm like, "Nice. Thank you for open to me." But yeah, no. This is a very traditional area of Mexico.
Well, yeah,
I know how you feel.
Catholicism is heavy in Mexico. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, and it's tough, you know. I know for us with just for me, even here in the United States and New York, and New York is supposed to be one of the more open states.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the whole United States, it's supposed to be more open.
That's
But the
what I've always heard.
Yeah, but the ridicule and the prejudice and the bullshit that I go through still today here. I mean, let me tell you a real quick story. When I graduating from high school in 1985. So this was between 85 or 86 and like 90. So like 4 years in there. I couldn't even walk up the street to the corner store without being harassed and being threatened to be beat up. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
And I actually had a brick smashed into my head because I was.
Yeah.
And I literally I had to fight off 5 or 6 people myself, and but I was proud of myself because after I was done, and I stood there looking at those guys, I'm like, if you want to continue, we can continue. I'm not going to
Wow.
change who I am because you want to beat me up. This is who I am.
Exactly.
That was the mentality. But see,
Yeah.
that's the stuff growing up that we go through. You know, my dad threw me out when I was 14.
Yeah.
I think that's when I told him that I was gay. He said, "Pack your shit and get out."
That's
On
why I
the
didn't
street.
tell them until I was out. No, this is. I'm honest. I mean, like,
No, you can't throw me out because I'm already out, bitches. But anyways,
yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do? And they were like,
Very
I
smart.
mean, no, my
that
dad
is
was
smart.
not okay at the beginning. Like, because I was having a comfortable life. I was having pretty much everything I wanted. I was like, that give me money because, I'm part of the family. So it was not until I was out, there was like, oh, by the way, I have news for you. In case you didn't notice, I am sort of different in your eyes. So he's like, well, I have no power over you, so kudos to you. But I was afraid of telling my family, and they had a hard time understanding how it was and how it worked. But because I wasn't here anymore, they were not. It was easier for both of
Right,
us, I guess.
Yeah.
right, right. Well, all of us deal with who we are and the reactions from others in so many different ways.
Oh yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I was saying that I really thought that New York was going to be different. But I moved to Colorado and Texas, and I was more accepted there than I was in New York. And it's weird.
I was just going to say, it's funny that, I mean, I'm currently living in Mexico City, which is a humongous and crowded city. And you live in New York, as you say, it's well accepted. And you guys are living like deep down south. God bless your heart. And
Oh yeah.
they found a relationship, but I think bigger cities with bigger populations have a hard time finding monogamous relationships because most people are very superficial, but also they're always looking for the next good thing because there is
Yeah.
thousands of people out there. So for guys that find a hard time, you live 25 kilometers from each other. You probably don't know what kilometers are, but that's a lot of a distance. And you
You're right.
treasure you treasure the fact that you found each other, so you take care of each other and you nurture, whatever the word for that is. You keep
Right.
feeding that relationship. Whereas
Right.
for us, it's like they will find you, then they will be like, he's okay, but his neighbors more into
Ah.
this, or he's
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah. And
didn't want to
I
say
get
that.
that.
So I think we sometimes bigger cities, it might look like we have an advantage, but we really don't have it. And
Right.
just my point of view.
Yeah.
And
And we'll
also,
see. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I
No,
was
I
just going to
mean,
say that, some of the stuff that I've been reading about, and I'm a gay man, I shouldn't have to read, but about this stuff. But statistically, I wanted to kind of throw some of that stuff out there because people don't understand. They don't understand how hard it is for a gay man, okay, in the city or in the country to find a partner and be monogamous. I mean, I know for myself, it's very, very tough. I live in a small community in the country. The nearest city is 35 minutes away, which doesn't seem like a lot, but Aaron froze. He looks like he's sleeping.
We didn't mean to frighten you.
I know he looks like he's sleeping.
Oh my God. We're
Aaron.
so boring, Teddy. We're so boring.
Aaron, are you still there?
Aaron.
I think he froze.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's tough because there is less gay people in where I live, and there are super amount. Yeah, he's coming back in on the other stream. Yeah, we lost you on the other one.
Hey,
it's a third one for you.
Okay. So anyway, well, you were sleeping on the other one. That's what it looked like. You were froze, and you looked like you were sleeping.
Oh, no.
But it's one of those things where it's like you live in like New York City, which is like 5 hours away from me. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that would want me, but I'm not going to want them because this is where I live. This is my type of lifestyle. I like the country and you know all this. I don't want to go to gay bars. I don't want to do all that stuff. This is my atmosphere. You know,
Right.
And that goes owed too. Like going to the bars and like I don't know.
well, if I'm going to go to a bar, I'm going to go to the little bar down here and have a couple drinks with my people I went to school with. You know, the hell with that other shit. You know,
We do karaoke on
Oh, I,
yeah,
with my
karaoke,
perfect, with my perfect voice, yeah.
perfect
but-
voice.
That kind of brought a question that I've been having, especially because I have never had a Mexican boyfriend. I mean, I only had 2 couples before, but I think whenever I'm dating someone, I have a problem with because I like to go out with my friends, clubbing and all that. I mean, not every day because I
Right.
still have a job and all that.
Right.
But some of them are like, I don't want to go, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you don't want to go with me, that's okay. It's like, but I don't want you to go, and I'm like, listen, I'm with you 5 days a week. I love being with you or whatever. I love spending
That's
time
trust.
with you.
I know exactly where you're going.
But the
That's all
thing is-
trust.
No, but also it's like we don't have to do every single thing together. At some point, you have to let me go for 5 minutes so I can fart.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs a breather.
So I guess I'm just running into the wrong people that just want me attached to them. It's like I don't
See,
want you to go out.
I have a strong opinion about that because it's like I have gotten in relationships where you know when you meet me, this is how I am. So
Right.
this is who I am. So when we get in a relationship, don't expect me to change just because we're together. I mean, I may compromise on certain things, but I'm not going to change. You want to go to the city and party with your girlfriends or friends, go for it. Just do me a favor. Don't cheat on me because if I find out you did, I'm cutting off your pecker and putting it in your mouth. You know, and you know, you can go do whatever you want because
Right.
there's going to be times where I'm going to go with my friends, and it's all trust. You have to trust each other.
Totally.
Well, so you agree with me? That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard his thing is when he wants to go out with his friends, and I want to sleep. So it's,
And you want to sleep?
yeah, that's where it usually is. Like, okay, I gotta be up for work in the morning. Next thing when you get there, let me really
I'm on the phone saying, okay, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But I think
mean,
I
get
think there's
it.
a lot of there's a lot of compromise and stuff that happens in relationships, period. But if you really want to be with somebody, then to me, you give them everything you've got, as in your heart. Your heart, you become a couple, you trust each other. Sure, there's going to be issues of jealousy from time to time, but you've got to trust. You got to learn to trust that that person is going to
And that's hard.
not cross the line. Oh my God, yeah, because especially if you've been in relationships, excuse me, where somebody's crossed the line, you've already been hurt by that already, so you get jealous, you get upset, you know.
Yeah. Well, I have never been hurt. Like I'm still having a great relationship with my exes because, at least with the last one, which was like the most serious relationship I ever had, which was almost 4 years, which in gay years it's like still a lot. He was like, listen, I'm at this point where I'm bored, so
Oh,
I think we should go different ways. If you want to, I'm like, yeah, because I mean, you didn't cheat on me, and if you're honest about
And that's a
changing
problem.
your life right now, I mean, I still think you're an asshole, but you're an asshole that didn't cheat on me.
mm-hmm.
So I mean,
yeah.
I have lots of friends that are like that. So yeah, I don't see why not. And
Right.
you know, but I disagree with the idea of that. Once that you have a relationship, you end up hating that person. I mean, it was part of your life. I mean, you have to take some responsibility on your bad taste on men instead of saying all men are shit.
I love that. You do. You do. You have to take the responsibility of having bad taste in men. I get it. I think that's awesome.
Not a lot
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, my family's notoriously bad with kids. Most of my family cannot pick good men. And now daughter's 14, and I'm like, you're not going to do it for mother or your aunts. You're going to find a good man who treats you right, and
Right.
you're going to be like this. This is what love looks like, not that other kind of shit
Right.
I see.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
well, hopefully one time soon. I mean,
That's awesome. That's cool. That's very cool. Getting back to some of this other stuff that I had been researching, I found it was kind of interesting. Especially there's this other, like, how do I put it, that polyamory, which is the practice of having multiple intimate relationships. And I understand that that's what some of these people are into in the gay community, where it's having a relationship, and it's most of the time it's just a small romantic bit and then a lot of sex and then goodbye and see ya. I want more than that out of a relationship. I don't want just somebody that I can, go and have sex with and then leave. But there's a lot of things in this that say it's good for you as well. Ashish, there you are.
Yes, I'm sorry. The work was too busy today.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you're still welcome. You're still welcome. Not a problem.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome. So it's tough. It's tough in like being, wanting a monogamous relationship when every time you turn around, there's somebody that wants you, but they want somebody else too. So this, polyamorous relationship just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
it will hurt my self-esteem really hard, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so just use me and throw me away, you peckerhead. I mean,
Or like,
that's,
or I'm not good enough. Like, oh, so you just want, like, I'm not good enough, so that you need other people to fulfill whatever need you have. I
right. I mean,
for me,
I
it
think
doesn't
that
work.
I think when you want like one person, like I stated before, you want to give them your full heart, and you want to be able to be there for them and them be there for you. So the idea of bringing in another person, to me, is kind of like, well, like what you were saying, Aaron. It's like, okay, what? I'm not good enough. You can't have just me. You gotta have somebody else. I mean, I don't know. I think in relationships that if you really try as two individuals to come together and give each other as much as you can, as in your heart, your thoughts, your brains, your whatever you want to call it, that whole relationship, if you're both in it 100%, I think you truly can be happy. I really do. But you got to give it a chance.
And you got to give it 100. Like, it's 50-50 with us, and it's always worked in the 14 years that we've been together. And we've communicated with each other. A lot of people don't communicate. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like everything's wrong. I'm like, whoa, slow down.
Communication's a big key. It's a huge key with relationships. I don't care what kind of relationship it is, whether it be you're with another man, a woman, work, whatever. Communication.
If you don't have that, you can end up divorced and single and not with anybody.
Well, that damn thing that we have called the phone, we're also used to text messaging or Facebook messaging and stuff that, the emotions don't get shown across that. Right. So we get lost in conversations, or the emotion does. So sometimes you don't know.
Right.
Damn phones.
We're all like basically in the same background with it, kind of struggling in the country. And we're traditional to the fact that, like, he's the homemaker and I'm the provider. So I go out all day and work, and I come home to a clean house, a quick meal, and the kids are taken care of. And I like that. And that's what works for us, because
that's what I want.
And you'll get it. You will. Let it come to you.
Ashish, we were. How do I say your name? Your first name?
The way you said, absolutely correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
we were sitting here talking about like this whole thing about us, like first off being a gay man, being
Right.
like I live way out in the country. I live in the state of New York,
Yeah.
but I live way out in the country. I don't live anywhere near New York City. New York City is like five hours away.
Okay.
So for me to find a relationship with another gay man, especially monogamous one, is
Right.
like one in a million. You
Hey,
know?
I live in Toronto. I still don't find anybody. So it's
Yeah.
not about the location. I guess it's about the mentality. That's what's important here to
Right.
speak about. And regardless of whether you are in a country or you are in the city, it doesn't matter. Uh, I guess the dynamics of a gay relationship are so different. They're not like straight relationships at all. Um, Also, because a lot of individuals are so insecure within themselves that for them to give that emotional security to another person is very hard to come by.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so that's the basic, I guess, uh,
Right.
default mechanism
Well,
that's there.
my problem is I think that I've been living here, the majority of my life, and I've had four long-lasting relationships. One was 10 years.
Okay.
So, and then I've had a 4 year, 4 years, and a 16 monther, 18 monther, and it's like maybe I've worn my chances out. Maybe,
We're going
but
overseas.
and
No,
then I'm only 53. God damn it!
Oh wow.
no. I mean, I'm 26, and where I was raised, it's a very small town. So dating here feels like being in a hamster house because everyone has dated each other. I mean,
Right.
I did what every gay guy does, and I moved to the big city. Now I hate the big city, but the thing is, gay people out there, it's not that many, and it's kind of hard to date someone when they already date someone that and that person that already told you, well, don't date him, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But that's why that's
No,
why
I
I
get
always
it.
don't
I
have
get it.
any. So
I don't want to date my friend's ex-boyfriend who's a real asshole. I know you don't want to do that. I mean, and it's a small community, so it's like,
Exactly. So that's why I'm telling you, go overseas. I mean, Mexico, we're really easily impressed here. I mean, if you're a gringo, we will be like, I love you already. So welcome.
well, if that's all I've had to do was go to fucking Mexico.
Well.
And it's a cheap country. Here I am, trying to increase tourism in Mexico.
There you go.
But I will tell you, Toronto is no different at all. It's the same thing in Toronto as well. It's the same situation. You probably know somebody, or the pool's so different. Especially like I am in the bear community, so in the bear community, as it is there are less people.
Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Yeah. So and then people have and then they have their cliques, and everybody is in their own clique. So if you go to any bear event, you are either standing alone or you are not there. So,
Thank you, Shano. Shano. I don't know how to
Chanel.
pronounce your name.
It's Chanel.
Oh,
It's,
like a
it's
person?
Chanel. Yeah, Chanel. She is like so funny. It's I don't know. It's just I guess for me, when I started doing the research about the subject, I was really upset with the fact that you know I can't believe. I mean, there are so many problems in the gay community, and I know that it's a small pond that we're all living in some sense, but to treat people as poorly as they do in their own community of people that are standing right next to them fighting for the same rights is kind of like cutting everybody's hands off, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. Well, it's not very inclusive. It's not. It is not. It is very cliquey. It's not. It's very bashing each other a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Judge Judgmental to the extreme.
yeah,
Jealousy runs amok in the entire community. People are jealous of each other a lot. I don't know why.
yeah.
And as I said, from all my research and from what I do um, on a daily basis, I see that the emotional insecurity part is the biggest factor that's there. They have been judged so much their entire lives. They have been ostracized their entire lives. So
Yeah,
you
so
would
they've
feel
switched that over. Yeah.
so you would feel that they would probably not do that in the community, but no, it
It's
just goes
opposite.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
opposite.
opposite, and it's a weird mentality that runs.
Mm.
There are very
Yeah.
few people who are that secure.
I think lots of us, and I would probably include myself here, have a lot of resentment, and we need to like put it towards someone that on our mind it's weaker, because we've been through a lot as gay people already. So whenever we break through that cocoon, that it's like, okay, I'm open, loud and proud, yara yara,
Absolutely.
and we see someone that we can, this might sound extreme, but abuse or bully, it's like, let me do it because I still have all that aggression inside me, and I need to take it towards someone. And of course, we will do it towards the quiet ones, or the ones that are different, the ones that are not macho enough, or not cute enough, or not rich enough. So I think that's just stupid. It's like we don't like that we were bullied when we were younger, when we were different. And now that we have the power to make a change, we decide to bully other people.
Yeah,
And that's just as
yeah.
stupid as
Yeah.
But
hell.
and it's happening like all the time. I'm in the bear community as well, and it's like it's hard for me. Like my attraction is younger, thinner than me. That's my attraction. But being in the gay community, thanks, Eric. But being in the gay community, the bear gay community, it's like we're automatically put in the same pile,
Right.
and it's like, well, wait a minute. I mean, yeah, I'm a bear, and I mean, what do they call them? Otters. I mean, I like, what I mean. I like big men as well. I mean, but it depends on the big man. I mean, it
Right.
depends on what I'm attracted to about him.
Right.
Yeah, you
It's
cannot
it's
stereotype.
it's all of that. It's personality. It's
Right.
something that I'm attracted to. I mean, it has nothing to do with are they thin? Are they uh, I don't know,
Brainy,
macho? Are they feminine? Are they it has, I mean, very little to do with that, because it's more about how they treat me, their personality, what I like, what I don't like, all this stuff. I'm picky, but I'm not that picky. I know what I like. You
Right.
know.
Well, I mean, I guess coming down to our topic of monogamy, I think it's also very rare to find in this community is because men in general and gay men in general are naturally voyeuristic.
Yeah, we're not
They want
nesters at all.
they are promiscuous, they are
Yep.
voyeuristic, they want
Yep.
to explore, and this idea of, oh, I want to explore, that there's just so much out there. How can I just be with one person? That doesn't register in their minds so easily.
Yeah.
And I come from a very traditional background wherein I've seen my parents having an arranged marriage and still being together for so long. Now, okay, they're a straight couple, but still, it's just that how do you be with one person for your entire life? That mentality has to be registered in your mind
Right.
to want that one person, that you're okay to sleep with that person the entire life. You might not have sex the entire all the time. That doesn't
Right.
happen. It's
Right.
natural. You will,
Right.
the things, life comes in between. You have stresses, you have work, all of that. But how do you navigate through all those and still be together? That does not get registered in the minds of a lot of gay men,
Right.
which again, they have not learned, or they did not see what their uh, peers or parents have done, and that just transcends in their relationships.
Right.
So very few of them, like the one we have here, can go beyond that and be together for like 14 years now.
Right.
But there aren't very
Which
many
is
people,
amazing. That's
which is
that's a
which is
rarity.
that tall.
That's yeah,
Yeah,
that's a rarity. I mean, it kills me that I've heard stories over the years. I mean, when I first started getting into relationships myself, I mean, I had lesbian friends that said, you know what,
yeah.
you'll never be with nobody for a long time or anyone in a long time. Sorry, proper English. You'll never be with someone that long because you're men are not nesters. They don't want to settle down. They don't want this. They want to sow their royal oats. They want to go out and tap every ass that they can. That's a man's mentality, And it kind of now this brings back the whole thought about looking at the animal kingdom. Think about it. The male lion, the you know what I mean? The animal mentality is the same thing. They don't settle down with one lioness. They take a whole freaking pride of lionesses.
That's a
But
social construct.
that's exactly what it is. And it's like we have to want it. We have to realize that, like with you, T. Roy and Kevin, there's compromises, there's trust, there's all of this stuff that you have to honestly sexually satisfy each other to where he's not going to want to look for somebody else. You're not going to want to look for somebody else, and be happy. I mean, you two have a daughter together too now. You have a family. You have everything that myself and Aaron and Ashish is looking for. I mean, it's what we want. We want a family, you know.
And you
So
like to rub it on our faces.
I would never do that, Aaron.
I'm kidding. I'm happy for you. God bless you, people from the South.
but it's funny that the way I still think about this because I recently there's somebody that I like and well I did like, and so I was reaching out to him for a while, and he
I'm sorry, didn't like.
huh.
I'm sorry about the did like.
Smack him before I do, will ya? But it's like it's one of those things where I wasn't. He made me feel like I wasn't good enough for him,
Oh,
and it's like
they're always away.
yeah, and that's not a relationship. That's you like right off the bat bullying somebody. That's you right off the bat saying, whatever. It's like so the relationship is already at a rocky start right from the first couple words out of your mouth. Well, this is what I like to do, and you just you don't hold up, and I'm like, well, this is me. You don't like me? For me, then screw you. Goodbye.
That doesn't make sense. It's like, I know I can do better. Well, go ahead and do better, but if you think you can do better, why are you here? You're just looking for someone to bully.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, you gotta be equal in a relationship with my partner. There's no one better than anybody in a relationship.
I mean,
No,
it's okay
Kathy.
knowing that you're handsome and you're smart and you're a catch, but that doesn't give you the right to bully anyone. I mean, that just speaks really low of your self-esteem if you need to feel better by bullying a partner.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm not laughing at you.
insecurity.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at a comment that's in one of the watch parties. It's Kevin Farmer, Mr. Biggins, and he puts in here, "I'm monogamous because my wife would kill my ass."
Yeah, that's absolute statement of
Motivation at its best.
Yeah, you betcha.
But Biggins is true. I mean, even in and I've seen it, and we've talked about it. Even in heterosexual relationships, there's a lot of that happening where they're not staying monogamous. They're going outside the box these days, and it's just it's becoming more acceptable to be this. What I say was polyamorous.
Yeah,
that's it.
Polyamorous.
Yeah, it's more acceptable to be that way. But see, when I was growing up as a kid, I mean, all I wanted was watching TV, I mean, I got used to the stupid TV shows in the 60s and 70s, but, all I wanted was, the house, the husband, the white picket fence, the kids, that's what I wanted.
The industrial bank.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
these people having polyamorous relationships say that monogamy is a social construct, which I agree, but it's a social construct I want.
Right.
Like, just because you think it's just an idea doesn't mean it won't work for me. I mean, I won't judge people with 3 boyfriends, but I want just one, and I want it to work for me, So
Right. Yeah, shit, I'm not going to judge you if you got 3, but if I can have one, I'm definitely going to be happy, and I'm not going to care about you and your 3. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
And it's so stress-free to just have one person. You don't have to go around looking for somebody else. It's so stress-free. Yeah, like he wants to.
He hit on something else I was going to bring up. When you have one person, yes, like it's just with the way society is today. You're working a lot. You have to pay so many bills. You have all the shit you have to do, and to have one other person that you have to have a relationship with, I can't imagine having a relationship with 2 or 3 extra people on top of that. I put a bullet to my head. I mean, I can't do it. How are you going to spread yourself through all that?
One is a lot of work. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of work. You gotta, yeah, and so it's like, why are you going to give somebody else that's not going to do the same thing, which is going to make it worse, and then it's going to be all like, we lost Aaron.
Right.
But
right.
It's really hard.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. That's exhausting.
Aaron, stop playing with your phone. Stop playing with your disconnection there.
Aaron, my mom.
No, I'm his mom.
He got tired of being underneath you. That's what I like.
No,
but
I live in the third world. I have really bad internet. I'm sorry. For
no,
being
that's
poor, I guess.
No,
and
that's
it's also very mentally. Yeah, it's very mentally, emotionally, physically exhausting and draining to constantly be on, being out there, try to find somebody, go on those multiple dates.
It is.
I used to say the same things over and over again. I actually now have a script of my answers that I'm going to tell when they ask me questions. Like, I have my answers done, scripted down, completely what I'm going to answer. It's so typical now, and it's very exhausting for me anyways. So when I go on a date, I'm like, okay, this is the question coming in. This is the answer. This is the question. This is the answer. Like, come on.
Right.
Let's go through it now. Yeah, it's very... And me being South Asian, the first question comes is, oh, you're South Asian. So how are you out? Oh, the way you are out. Same way I am.
Yeah.
I just told the same way, the way you told. Oh, but how was it for you? Same way it would be for anybody else.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Probably much better. It was smooth sailing, but how can I say anything else?
Right.
It's very exhausting.
I hear, and it's in the messaging on both, well, actually all the parties that I can watch, all the texting and comments. It's like, it's tough to assume that the relationships that we look at or that we want are based on sex, because in the gay community, for years, that's what it was based on. I mean, that's all you ever felt or heard was everything was like, oh, it's about the sex. It's about the sex. And I'm going to tell you that there's still a big, heavy generation of people out there that they don't care about the rest of it. All they care about is getting their rocks off. They don't care about the rest of it. Yeah. And, they don't understand that, what, like I was reading off those things about having monogamy as a relationship. There are some benefits to that. And the number 4th one, I believe, was the fact is that if you have a monogamous relationship, you don't have to worry about STDs or AIDS or anything else because you're with one person.
I haven't worried about it. He hasn't worried about it. We don't have to worry about it because we trust each other fully. It's a nice thing, because before him, I was scared shit. I was like, not want to get diseases. I don't want to have to live this miserable life of trying to just find somebody to love me. and that I can love back. And now, I don't have to worry about the diseases, and that is
Right.
a very big bonus in being monogamous.
Being monogamous, yes, yes, I got you, boo. But that's like with me. It's like I just I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that us single guys that are looking for a monogamous relationship, we're just looking for somebody to love us,
Yeah,
and that's it. Love us for who we are,
we
and
hope.
and,
You
and we let you in, then let us in, and if you let it become what it is, then you won't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
shaming us for it in the gay community, our
Yeah,
own people, that is bullshit.
it is absolute crazy that anybody would give a crap. I mean, I don't understand why you got to judge anybody else when you can't even judge yourself. You know
We
what I mean?
have, you know what? We were judged by our parents. We were judged by our peers. We were judged by. We don't need the gay community to judge us as well.
And
Exactly.
yet
But yet it's
they do.
happening. Exactly. This is where we should be free to be ourselves, is in the gay
Exactly.
community because that's what we are. And we
Yes.
shouldn't have to be judged for being us.
No. Why?
You
It makes
know?
no sense.
That's people. I think somebody put a statement out one day and said, "You know what I hate? People." And from that day on, I always thought, you know what? That person is
Screw
absolutely
them.
right because people are the ones. I mean, we tear each other down
Yeah.
so much. Very rarely do we pick the other person up. We always tear them down. Very
Yeah.
rarely do we pick them up.
Yeah. And as gays, we should pick each other up.
We should be.
Never
We should
put
be
each other
picking up everybody.
never put each other down. Because look at what we've had to live through to become who we are today.
Right. Right.
And like the younger ones have it made compared to my life growing up and to yours, Teddy. It's like really, I'm so jealous of the younger group because it was hell
They
growing
Yeah.
up.
have made it compared to our older generations too,
Yeah,
though.
and it was worse back in the day before our generation.
I mean, our generation didn't get arrested.
No,
It was not an easy road to hoe. It
no.
wasn't. And living in a small town and coming out gay when you're 14 in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't easy.
Even if it was in a small town, it's still hard to come
Still
out.
in the city, still wherever you are at that point, yeah. I
You're
mean, in
still,
some countries still don't allow you to
no.
be who
Some
you
still
are.
kill people because they're gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
And it's
mine,
like,
Aaron,
no,
mine. Mine.
like
Yeah.
I
one
feel
time
for you.
I was put in jail because I was holding another guy's hand. He wasn't even my boyfriend. We were just holding hands, and the police took us. And then when I called my dad, I mean I was like 19 already, but I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, they caught us doing drugs. Can you come pick me? Because if I told him what I was really doing, which was holding hands of a person
right,
with a penis, he will
right.
flip out.
Oh, yeah.
So and when I told
That's
him I
so
was doing
sad.
drugs, he was like, "Oh, you young generation." I was like, "I'm safe." But even now here, it's illegal to marry another man, at least in my city.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh, it's
so
legal where I am. So move to New York, Aaron.
Come on. Come on down
well,
here.
yeah, especially with the president that you have, he's making it real easy. I'm still Mexican, you know.
So, Ashish, now in like Canada, it's legal, right?
Yeah, yeah,
To
absolutely.
Yeah, I think you got. I thought Canada. I thought Canada. It was legal there before it was in the United
Canada,
States, I believe.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
way before the United States. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's been
So
legal
how much
for forever.
now? Like now, you find like, do you go out to? I'm sure there's Toronto and all that's got a lot of gay clubs.
Church
Do you
Street.
find? Do you find that as well? I mean, not just that there is still a lot of these queens that are looking for that perfect bodied male that whatever, and you feel like you're being pushed aside. I mean, is that
Oh, absolutely, because if you go on an app like Grindr, for example,
Rick
which
Grinder? Oh
is
my God, yes.
yeah, for example, where you see all these stereotypes always there. They would want to have somebody. They always look into these body stereotypes. Also, if and then if you go to the bars, which we have ample amount of bars here, you would still notice that if you stand there and if you're not the chisel type, if you don't have six pack or cut jawline or groomed, very very amazingly, you would not get the attention that otherwise somebody would get if they're very
Yeah, I still think
stereotypically
that's,
sexy.
man. I hate
So
that because, oh God, I hate that. I
so
hate that.
body shaming in the community is a very widespread topic, and
Yeah.
it's just that now we have these different sections. Like we have people who just want muscle bodies or lean things, and then we have the bear community, which is there again to celebrate people who have larger bodies and people who want men with larger bodies. So I guess we're all now finding our own zones to be in and be happy with, which
Right.
should not be the case. We should be happy in, in a very open environment, but that
Right.
doesn't happen.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Also, so but then coming to monogamy, I think we should understand that nowadays, with the evolving nature of the society and people and the whole revolution with the internet, we either have um, emotional monogamy and we have sexual monogamy.
Right.
So emotional monogamy is when you are emotionally just with each other, but you're open to, like, you have an open relationship. And and then there's sexual monogamy, in which you then are only with the person you are with, like Tua and Kevin, for example.
Right. Right.
So so we do see a lot of cases of emotional monogamy than sexual monogamy, because people, because again, because we are a hormone driven species. We want to have a lot of sex. We want to explore
Right.
more. So that's why the emotional monogamy part is becoming more popular than the sexual monogamy part. uh, and then they justify that by saying that let's not fall into the heteronormative
Yeah.
construct of
Yes,
what
they do.
a marriage should be or a relationship should be. You don't have to be sexually monogamous to be emotionally monogamous. For some it works. For someone like me, it won't work.
Yeah.
So it's again. So I see a lot of couples who are monogamous, but they're emotionally monogamous. So they're happy
Right.
with that.
Right.
Right, and I can
So
see that because if you invite someone else to play, it doesn't mean you change the vows. So I understand the two different kinds of monogamy.
Yeah,
That
yes,
makes a lot of sense,
it does.
especially in the gay world.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Well.
Well,
yes, yes.
but taking back what he said, Ashish, about we are stereotyping people. I think that has a big impact when it comes to relationships not lasting, because I mean you can go to the bar and you see this guy that you're into. I mean whatever you're into, but you see this guy that fills all the boxes, and your brain instantly thinks, "Oh my God, he might be the one." Without you actually engaging in a conversation, you just think he's the one because he physically fills, a
That
list of
Right.
characteristics that you want, and then you see him, you both present the best uh, version of yourself. You get together after 1 month, and after 6 months you realize he's a real douchebag. But then it's like, I
That
think
happens
that
all the time.
no, I think that's a big problem, that people are like, thinking, oh, just because he's handsome or just because I like him physically, he has to be a great guy. And
that's
it doesn't work like
that,
that. Most of us are like
that's
really
infatuation, and infatuation never
right.
takes you anywhere.
Right.
You have
Right.
you have
Right.
That's
you have to be
absolutely true.
you
And a
have to
lot
be
of
very
people
strong in
don't.
your mind
Right.
Yeah,
to understand
a lot of people
Right.
don't understand that you got to change while you're growing together as a couple. You should change for each other,
Right.
and check each other, because I don't always know that if I'm coming off bitchy, and so I'm like, babe, if I come off bitchy, and just check me, be all like, babe, slow down now. But I think that's another part that's really helped us out.
His favorite words to say are you really going to talk to me like that? Or I don't know. Let's see, that's how he.
I know.
I'm not gonna go
Does she snap too?
Yes.
See, there's a stereotype right there. But
Yeah.
you know, we do that to ourselves. I mean, and that's some of the stuff that has to change.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we stereotype each other because I think maybe it's because the gay community is still young. Maybe it's to where we're still trying to find our footing. Maybe, I mean, and we are insecure about ourselves, no matter what size we are, what we look like. We're always saying, maybe I'm not good enough, or that person is not good enough for me. And maybe we need to see past some of this stuff and say, you know what? Like, Aaron, like if you're having, you know, you're in a bar and you see a guy that you think, you know, fits your box, that you check off all the points, and he seems to be your type, go over and have a conversation. You might know right off the bat he's a douchebag, like you said, instead of waiting 6 months down the road. But it's not always about looks. It's also about, I mean, I know that when I'm looking at a person, it takes me a long time. I become friends with them first. I feel them out by, you know, hey, let's go have coffee. This is what I'm doing this week. Do you want to join me? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? It gives you time to grow and to actually see if you work.
If you're compatible.
And you should also understand that change is constant. We are always changing as individuals every year as we grow. We're not the same person that we were when we were 20 or 30. So we're going to change all the time. So when we're together in a relationship, monogamous relationship, we are going to have to tackle that change and navigate that change and still be together. If you understand that concept, that change is going to happen, but we will still we will appreciate that change and work with that change, then you will work together as individuals in a relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
If you can't handle that change, you cannot handle anything else. Yeah.
I love the fact that we have been able to sit here and talk about this stuff. You're all very informational, and we're all talking about what's in our hearts, you know, in our hearts and what we feel. And it's because being single, like, Aaron, how long you been single now?
2 years.
2 years. Ashish, how long you been single?
Forever, I think.
Forever. No, seriously. A long time.
Seriously. It's a long time because initially it was all about education and getting that career and all that. So once it was done, then now let's enter into it, and then nothing else.
Right. Well, for me, it's been a good 20 years. Okay, and it's because of so many different factors. But I can tell you that when we can sit down on a platform like this and talk about how we feel and what we're looking for and what we don't like, what we like, and so on and so forth, this opens up doorways for all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And this should be happening with more people.
Absolutely.
A lot more people.
Totally. We need to have teachers so we can guide other people to the right path.
And we need to create this conversation and dialogue and get this rolling so that people are more involved and then bring out more ideas and more concepts and share more experiences of how
because there's more acceptance that way. You end up with more acceptance.
To let know everyone that he's not the only one.
Right, Aaron.
Can we say something?
Yeah.
You were saying something.
Oh no, I was just saying that if you let other people know what you're going through, they won't feel so lonely about. It's like realizing that a lot of people go through the same stuff.
Exactly.
And we don't have to be quiet about it. We can just share and learn from everyone else.
And learn and teach.
Well, that's why it, like with Talk with Teddy, that's why we have these subjects. We bring in people that have a story, that had something happen to them, and we like to share it so that other people know what they've gone through. It helps us evolve. It helps us understand. you know. And even though Talk with Teddy is normally just a riot and a bunch of laughing and all that other stuff, which is normally that way, it's like when I first put this post out about, okay, when I put it, it's like, yeah, we're going to talk about gay monogamous love. You know, I had to put on there, yes, a serious topic. Because if I didn't, people are going to go, oh, yeah, what's this going to be about? You know, it's the fact is that I am a gay man. I'm 53 years old. I've been single for 20 years, and I'm sick and tired of being single, and I'm sick and tired of trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And the only way that's going to happen is by talking with other people that are out there.
That's the only way we're going to learn is to hear it from somebody else.
What do you know? You've got somebody for 14 years, bitch. Just sit there and relax.
So I believe
it's a word.
the people like Chiroy and Kevin should be social pioneers to then, to help people understand. And
absolutely, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I brought them on so that they could help us understand what they have gone through.
Well, I'm more confused than I was before, but
oh, stop!
You're going to be confused. You're going to be confused, but you'll probably be more confident about yourself.
There you go. There you go.
So that's more important. Confidence kills the game any day.
Well, think about where all of us are at this point. I'm in New York. Aaron's in Mexico. T. Roy and Kevin, you're in Missouri? Missouri. And Ashisha's in Canada. And Toronto. So it's Toronto. So it's like, we're all from very long distances from each other.
North America, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm in America, but I'm in New York. But, from you, yeah. But, I mean, Toronto and New York isn't that far, a couple hours. But still, it's enough to where we all know that we have had situations, and it's out there. I mean, I did not realize how much I'm going to use the word crap because that's the only thing that's in my mind. That with this whole thing in the gay community of how much shaming and how much the gay community really just puts each other down because they're different from each other when they should be bonding and accepting the differences and saying, hey, I got your back. It's so weird. When we started out being gay and coming out of the closet, I never thought in a million years that we would be so separated, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's the whole reason we made the tag, right? Is to show unity.
You feel coming out makes life easier. It doesn't. It actually is more hard because then you're like, okay, now this is done. Now what?
Right. There's a comment here from Carrie Ann I want to read. She says, okay, I'm just getting on and I'm just skimming through comments. I can tell you that as a straight, bi-curious woman, that if relationships were based on sex, I would have been divorced years ago. I've been married almost 30 years, and in the past 10 years, I've had intercourse maybe twice. So we need to look past the bedroom and into what is inside, not outside. If you are attracted to someone, it's not because you want to just have sex with them. It's the connection, whether it be female, male, male, and so on and so forth down the line.
Yeah. That's really good. It's true. Josh.
I mean, even though we all do look at, I mean, we know what we want. We know what we look at. If I see a good-looking man in the bar, he might be too skinny for me, but I'm at least going to say he's a good-looking man. Do I want to have sex with him? Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's a good-looking man. But I'm not going to kick him out of bed for eating crackers either. So, I mean, it's one of those things that if I had the opportunity, hey, he wants a relationship, yeah, but if it's just a one-night stand, I'm not into that. Right. It's more about what's offered. Well, thank God I'm not in your bed and I don't eat crackers.
Don't put it in the bedroom.
We're telling our daughter all the time, no food in bedrooms.
Yeah, wake up with a mouse in your bed with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, Aaron, like in Mexico, we've discussed right from the beginning of how difficult it is for you especially because of coming out not too long ago too. I mean, being in a situation where it's still not acceptable, and I hope you're still there because you froze on me. Yeah, you're there.
Right?
But it's
No, I can't.
but at least that you're not alone, that there are people that you can reach out to. And hey, you ever want to come to New York and visit, you're welcome. And I'm sure Missouri is the same way, and so is Toronto. You're always welcome to visit.
Always welcome.
Yeah,
Funny thing, the only place I have never been it's Missouri, so I will put that on top because I've been to Toronto. It's so much fun. Everyone's so nice. I was
I've
there
never
for
been there.
Pride. Like it's amazing. Everyone's so friendly in Toronto, and this policeman helped me get back to my hotel because being pretty, I'm stupid too, so I got lost. So he helped me. I'm like, oh, you're not from here. But no, Toronto, it's amazing. New York, it's amazing. But I bet Missouri, it's amazing. But so far, I don't think any planes from Mexico fly there. But there's always a way, I guess.
I'm going to Missouri too, so we might as well just hook up and go. We'll just go together. Yeah, I'm gonna go visit. So
Missouri is very, very, very country, very different. Yes,
you're
it's
all
nice.
you've been there, Ashish. You've been to Missouri.
Yeah. I've been to Missouri.
Damn, I've never been there.
I am unabashedly, incorrigibly in love with New York. It's like a childhood. It's like a childhood love which began with Home Alone, and it's still there.
Wait a minute. New York City or the New York, the state? New York City.
New York City. And, like it's been there. All the romantic movies have spoiled me for life.
I know. I'm so in love.
I have So
I've been there. I have no desire to go back.
People tell me it's a shithole, but I love it. I know. I mean, but I mean, I love Manhattan. I go there for work all the time. I just enjoy that place. It is like a love which is there, which should never go away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I just see that there was Aaron, when you were talking about getting arrested for holding hands with someone. There's a comment here. It says Angela Sign says my dad hates it when I hold hands with someone who has a penis too. And Aaron froze. There you go.
Literally. No, I mean, I can see why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, parents should let us experience all that. I mean, I know they're just trying to take care of us, but sometimes we know better.
My first experience with another male, I should say, because I was young, with a male, because I was a little boy, and so was he, was, oh my God, probably 10 years old. And it was under the stairs to a trailer that we lived in. We hid underneath the stairs, the steps, underneath the porch, the patio, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That was my first experience.
Oh wow.
Yeah. God, so fucking long ago. Dirt was young.
It was a lot younger.
10 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was probably 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was probably 10. That was my first experience at 10, I think.
No. Oh wow. Yeah.
If not younger, but I'm thinking 10 though. Yeah.
Mine was way after.
Yeah. My first experience because I have been with a woman, you have to, I mean, I did experiment, it was one of those things.
Of course. We've all been there.
I think I was like 22, 23, I think. Oh yeah, that came a lot later in life. It took 12 years to find the courage. It's like, man, I do not want to go in there.
Down the valley? No thanks.
Was it that bad?
Oh, honey, it's bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. And don't you go with that, honey, it's that bad. It's not that bad. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's just not.
To each their own. To each their
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
hey, if you want to
Not my
eat,
cup of tea, anyways.
if you want to lick rug, you go for it. That's all you. It's not me. Nope.
Eat that for
Oh
Some
my god, and they say
some love the
romanticism
valleys,
is
some
dying.
don't love the valleys.
Yeah. Some like both.
Some like both valleys and mountains.
I love it the way Ashish put it, valleys and mountains. I'm going to use that, valleys and mountains.
If you want to go down the valley, you go down the valley. It's fine. Whatever works for you.
If I ever have a clean show, it'll be mountains and valleys.
See? I'm Canadian. We're nice people.
I'm learning so much.
You got a book, right? You're writing this all down, right, Aaron?
I don't know how to write because I'm from Mexico and we never learned that, but I'm memorizing it.
Good boy.
You never learned how to write in Mexico. No.
It's a nice country. Come on, just chill. Calm down. You all love going to Puerto Vallarta. Come on.
Oh, of course you do. I mean, Puerto Vallarta is like the gay spot. But it doesn't look like the rest of Mexico. Trust me.
Hey, I love to
I'm
go to
not
beach
that-
dip, so I go there all the time.
I'm going
You go to
next year. I go there like every year. It's fun.
Beef dip, yeah,
Yeah.
beef dip. It's perfect.
I'm the only one that's not a bear.
That's okay.
I've
You
never
have
been
your-
there.
I'm a cub.
It's fun.
You have
It's so
your
much
you
fun.
have
You guys,
you have your market. Don't worry.
can I get directions to that market because I have no idea where it is.
Yeah, honey. There will be smells.
Everybody has their market. Trust me.
When you say I have a market, is it
Mine's
like a
been
real
closed for
physical
30
place?
years. Mine's been closed for 30 years. There is no market for me now.
Open the shutters now.
Twist the sign that says open.
Do an expose.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Ted. You and I then we both have to go to Provincetown next year.
I've never been.
Provincetown.
I've never
let's go to
been.
Provincetown. Let's go to
Well,
Provincetown.
Hey, I'm a poor country boy. I live out in the middle of nowhere. I have more cows than people. Like I said, I am not a rich man by any means. So
Nobody's rich.
That's why
Come
you
to
should come to
Boston.
Mexico. It's cheaper. I mean, I've been to the States and I know like $15 for a drink. It's just stupid. Come to Mexico and they're like $1 for a drink. So you can have.
I used to
Provincetown
party
is in Mass,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
in El Paso when I stayed there. We could go across to the Mexican border and get tequila shots for 25 cents. That was back in the day. And then today you can't. They're like $5. So that was a long time ago.
No, well, if you go in the border, yeah, but in Puerto Vallarta, trust me, it's expensive to get here because of the plane ticket. But once you're here, it's super. I mean, for you guys, not for me. For me,
Mexico is
it's
dirt
just
cheap.
normal
Mexico is very
prices.
cheap. Mexico is very
Well,
cheap.
it's not very cheap. I will say your money gets far away because it's not cheap for us Mexicans. Because
No, it's cheaper for people who fly in from the States or Canada. It's cheaper. So it's
yeah,
it's a
you get
better
more
option
value for
to
your
go.
money.
Yeah, totally.
Because when I was in Toronto, I
You get a lot of value there.
When I was in high school, my dream was to save up $100,000, learn Spanish, and move to Mexico City. And I was going to bitch.
That's my
Right.
dream too.
More junior high, not high school. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Well, but you found love.
Yeah. You got something we don't have, bitches.
Okay,
Some of
Teddy.
some
Next
of
time,
us
if you
don't
want to
even
come,
have that.
if you want to come to Beef Dip, to come to Provincetown, come. Drinks only. Come.
What was beef? Did you say beef tip? Is that what you
Yeah, so Beef Dip is an annual bear event in Puerto Vallarta. The same way it is in Provincetown. In Provincetown, you have the bear week, right? So you go to a bear week in Provincetown.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I like to go because they have like a lot of events, and I like bears. I mean, they don't like me back, but it's still fun to see.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Oh no, trust me, it's to see bears, but like, you know, human bears, not like actual bears like in Missouri.
Oh, here we go. Here is a comment. Good morning from South Africa. Great show, you guys. From my experience, as I have mentioned on the Facebook group, I am blind with only one eye. I don't have a prosthetic eye. This Dieter's people, and it's just, I gotta move closer. And it's just clear that gay men are so focused on the model appearance. The guy that is skinny or masculine or muscular that has a normal appearance and not with a clear shortage or shortcomings of a kind. I have been on Tinder, Growler, and Scruff and always looking for friendship, and the result has always been the same. So yeah, appearance has always been a problem in the gay community, and if you're different in any way, shape, or form, you do get, But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I get that on the straight side too. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, I don't walk around I'm where I live. There's a lot of people that don't know I'm gay unless I tell them I'm gay.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do not pronounce that. I don't go out and carry a flag on my back, a gay pride flag. If somebody asks me, if somebody comes up and has the balls to say, "Hey, are you gay?" I would have the balls back to say, "Yes, I am," but I would never just openly volunteer that information. And some people say that's probably part of my problem and why I'm still single, is because I don't let people know that I am.
That could be very well because, if other people don't think you're gay, then maybe some gays aren't gay too.
How many people do you know, especially that are married right now with kids, that think they're straight, and then by the time they turn 35, 40 years old, they come out gay? There's a lot of those too.
Yeah, many.
Many.
Fucking Aaron is fucking frozen again with a big smile. Oh, Ashish, earlier he was sleeping, it looked like.
Now he was smiling, just like a perpetual smile. Perpetual smile. Just look at me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Poor chap.
Well, Josh, this is to the chat room. Josh, we do understand. I mean, we've been talking about monogamous relationships all night long, and how we look and why we get judged by people of our own club, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, and it shouldn't be happening. Some of us are old enough to have helped lay the roadway for this younger generation. I mean, I've been beaten up. I've had to hide who I've been for a long time, and I've had to basically decide and stand on my own 2 feet and say, you know what, I'm done hiding, because whether I was hiding or not, I was still getting beaten up. So from that point on, I just had to say, you know what, this is who I am. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Totally.
That's what I had to do to get away from the bullying, the abuse, the just crap growing up, because I got a lot living in a small town.
Right.
And I couldn't even walk out my door without being harassed.
Right.
Like 2 blocks away from the store, I would be harassed. The whole way there, I'd be harassed. And I'm all like, I got to the point, I don't give a shit anymore. I am who I am. Look at this. I wear this every day in my freaking life. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Because I'm tired of not being myself. I'm tired of seeing other people have to hide who they are and not find that love because they're hiding.
Right.
I've seen that so much. And, why should we have to hide?
Yeah, we shouldn't have to hide, and we're going to get beat up whether we hide or not. I mean, we have to be who we are.
Exactly.
And to be shunned or talked down to or ignored or made to be picked on or bullied by our own people, the gay community, to me is just plain bullshit. It's period. And as Aaron has said, that they're just bullies. That's all they are. They're bullies.
Bullies.
So, but guys, we've actually ran our time. It's freaking amazing. I've had such a good time talking with you guys.
I've had it's been a
It was
blast.
great. It was great talking to you. It was
Ashish,
fun.
I am so happy that I got to meet you because
Oh, thank you.
I just love where you are, and I had no idea exactly how it was there. And for you to get on here and let me know, I think that's awesome. And I feel that Aaron is awesome as well because you're in Mexico, and I had no idea how Mexico was because I live in a small town, and you both have like totally put stuff in my head that I didn't even know before now.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you both because you taught me something.
Well, thanks to you too. You gave us hope that things can work out in the future, and you can find
Yeah.
out
Totally.
which
I
lasts.
wish you all the best, and I know for a fact that you're gonna find that special person,
Thank you.
and they're gonna fall in love with you,
Thanks.
and you ain't gonna have to worry about it anymore.
That's
But
awesome.
more
That's
energy
sweet.
into yourself. Think about yourself. Do something for yourself. Don't worry about that shit. Let it come to you. Don't worry about it. I know it's hard. It's not easy not having to worry about something that is so on you. But you can do it. You can do
Yeah.
it.
I'm always
Thank you.
told, I was always told, work on yourselves, and when love comes, it'll find you
Yes.
when it's supposed to.
And it will.
But
Right.
well, they better
I guess-
hurry because when I turn 80, I'm not marrying no bitches then.
Well,
tell
my
him he's the only one I'm ever gonna marry.
my takeaway message or my message to all is just be secure about yourself, love yourself, try to be as emotionally secure as you can because once you are secure, you will be able to give that emotional security to somebody else,
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
and which will reflect and translate in your relationship. So I practice that on a regular basis. I'm an extremely confident person. I hope everybody else does the
Good.
same, and then
Absolutely.
Awesome.
We should all be
and be
confident.
happy with
That's
that.
right. We should.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, it was amazing. I learned a lot from your countries and places, and yeah, I think if you're awesome or you work on the best version of yourself, someone will notice and like that. I mean, a relationship, it's not looking your other half; it's sharing a full self. So if you're, fully happy with who you are, someone, would like to share that happiness. So just
Oh
work
yeah.
on yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Well, I would love for all of us to come back together again at some point on here and just,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
chat and talk. And,
That would be
I
awesome.
think it would be great to have everybody back at some point.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely.
We did have Greg here, and I do want to say, he was here as well, but he had to leave because of going to work early. But, it's been a wonderful night, and I really appreciate all of you guys coming here and spending the time with us. And for however long it's been, just to give your ideas and points and share your heart with us. I mean, it's one of those things. But I'm not going to get too serious because Talk with Teddy's not a serious show. So we're supposed to be a fun show. But I do. I want to say one more thing here. Josh Rex, the gentleman from South Africa, put. Absolutely, I am sorry you guys had to experience this. We go to prides and fight for freedoms and acceptance, yet it seems like we can't practice what we preach. It's always a bitch fight under the queens, and everybody's dissing each other. Where's the love and the acceptance? It's like everything is just a fake thing and a way to find a hookup at prides. That happens a lot. I know queens that talk about that as well, and they're looking for monogamous relationships as well. We're all different, but there are a big load of us that want monogamous relationship. We want one person. That's it. We don't want to share.
I know you're out there, lover, future lover, or whatever.
He is there.
You should just say, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else?
Yeah, amen. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?
RuPaul. It always works. It always works.
There you go. Oh my gosh, it was great. That was awesome. All right, everybody. Thursday night it's going to be fun here and Talk with Teddy. I have a band that's actually going to come and play for us live on Talk with Teddy on Thursday night. And their music's a little different, but you know what? So am I. So we're just going to have a good time. So hopefully y'all will come and join us then. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the watch parties and putting in all your comments and putting up with us. We're a good bunch of people, but we're good people. And that's all Talk with Teddy has is good people.
And I'll have Teddy to shoot you my email or my Facebook so that way I can add you because you're cool. You're awesome. You're beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, it was nice meeting you, though.
Yes.
And it's always a pleasure, Teddy.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Awesome.
Nice
All right.
all of you and have a good night. Stay safe.
You too.
Yes.
You too. Thank you. Yes. All right. Guys, don't forget, take care of your neighbors as well as yourself because everybody's important.